This playthrough is rated E10+. Just call me Sherlock Holmes, the Bird Whisperer. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Well, I'm back here with another episode of Sherlock Holmes vs. Arsène Lupin. In the last episode, we figured out his gallery puzzle, which pointed us towards the Tower of London. However, by the time we got here, it already absconded with the 6 ravens of the Tower of London. So now we have to capture these birds he set in replacement of them to figure out what his next set of clues is. So, unfortunately, we'll have to capture these birds. So, okay, so we've already gotten a lot of the weapons and items here, so now let's start taking care of our first bird. Let's see, before we do that, let's grab another, let's see, I think it's the Queen's house. There's a couple of blue items we have in our inventory. I wanted to grab another one.
A dirty sock. Rather unsavory.
A sock that was left behind. What scandal! One of the guards deserves a punishment.
We have more important things to deal with, Watson.
So extreme, Watson. Yeesh, calm down. But anyway, let's figure out one of the birds to capture it. So we saw those bird calls, but I need to know which bird it is. But without, I mean, I know what it is, but without actually having the game point it out and tell us, we have to look at it. So we need to use this telescope to look at it.
This bird is black like a raven, but its morphology is completely different. What type of bird is it then?
Okay, so we already know, but I'll show you again for those who maybe forgot between episodes. So we got this bird book here. So it is the rock partridge. Rock partridge! Do 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 do. Rock partridge! But anyway, let's go back to the weapon storage and get the bird call for it. And according to that book, it is from Sardinia. So let's grab the female wood partridge call and head back over there. We do have to actually use the telescope to look at it. It's one of those things where it's the order of things, if that makes sense. So let's use the bird call.
It's definitely a partridge. Catch it now. The message written on this paper is illegible.
So if you don't have the right call, just Sherlock just says this isn't it or something like that. So. Alright, so we got 2 of them, so now we need to find 4 more before we can continue on. So let's grab another one now that we're aware of. Let's go back to the scalping site. Remember this guy?
Do you hear it, Holmes?
A strange call, like a series of cracks alternating with smooth notes. The cries seem to be coming from the shrubs.
Alright, let's take a look at the picture again just to remind you of what it looks like, the footprints.
What singular tracks these are? I'd like to know which bird it is. I have to attract it.
Does that tell you anything, Holmes?
Yes, my dear Watson. I am so smart. I am so smart. But anyway, whoops, wrong button. Alright, so if you look at the book again, we know that this is the blue bird of paradise, and it has an obsession with the color blue. Kind of a weird thing to have in nature, to be obsessed with the color that it is, but why not? Nature is so strange and weird. There's so many weird things about nature. Was it moths aren't born with mouths, so they're born to basically die of dehydration / lack of food. What does that mean on the evolutionary scale of things? But anyway, so we need to put a bunch of blue stuff here. So
no, I don't have enough items to attract this bird.
Will you ever explain it to me, Holmes?
If you had read the reference work on birds carefully, you would know that we are dealing with a blue bird of paradise, my dear Watson.
It seems so simple, Holmes.
Why elementary? Just keep grabbing blue stuff.
No, I don't have enough items to attract this bird.
Perhaps 3 is the right number? There it is.
I need something.
Yeah, we had to capture it, so let's use a big old bag.
The message written on this paper is illegible.
Well done, Holmes.
I guess it'll only work if we put it all together. So, alright. Now let's find out a couple of the other bird locations. We haven't actually seen them yet, but let's go. I think it's over here. Yeah, it looks like the door's blacking out. Alright, let me, what if I can reset it by just teleporting back to it again? Okay, well that's supposed to be a brown door. Let me reload it really quick. Sometimes, for some reason, yeah, sometimes the game will like remove color from it if you reload or reset an area or something like that. But anyway.
I hear a bird, Holmes.
You are right, Watson. Come, we'll have to climb to the wall walk.
Alright. Let's go up there then.
I hear a bird, Holmes.
You are right, Watson. Come.
Yeah, it was because I walked outside, so... Alright, let's climb up. See if we can grab this thing. Grab this sucker.
Closed.
The jewel house, huh? Alright.
I believe a bird on the roof was speaking, but I don't understand what it said. I must find a way to approach it.
Alright, so we now need to figure out how to see it, so let's take a look. I don't think we have to have the telescope. I think you can just click on it. But...
I believe a bird on the roof was speaking, but I don't understand what it said. I must find a way to approach it.
Okay, so now we need to figure out how to approach this thing. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I believe a bird on the roof was speaking, but I don't understand what it said. I must find a way to approach it.
Okay, so we just need to figure out how...
I believe a bird on the
that
roof...
is kind of annoying that it keeps doing that. You don't need to tell us every 5 seconds, game. Alright, let's go down the other way and see if we see what else we can find. So keep going. Ah, scary.
Do you hear it, Holmes?
I hear a strange screech behind this door, but the sound is weak. This door is securely closed. Perhaps Smith could open it. Watson, could you fetch him?
Understood, Holmes. There, look, it's here. We can hear a strange noise from behind this door, but it's locked.
Ah, this door.
Okay, open it.
Can you open it?
Certainly. To be honest, I was scared you'd bring me here. It's one of the oldest rooms in the fortress. Possibly dates back to before the official construction, because, as you know, Roman ruins were originally on this spot. It's a sinister spot in which we made some gruesome discoveries. We would have preferred to condemn it. The men were scared half to death.
Gruesome discoveries?
What do you mean, gruesome discoveries? Oh, is this like a torture chamber or something like that, or just a dungeon? I mean, it's not that gruesome.
Have you found something, Mr. Holmes?
Then again, maybe I'm desynthesized the things.
So, Holmes, what are we doing?
Poor Watson.
These bones are centuries old.
Looks like they just let these people to die, probably. I mean, it's probably a dungeon, so yeah, I don't see what's so weird about that. So. Okay, we don't want to leave.
These bones are centuries old.
Yes, you must tell me every single bit of bone that's a century old. I couldn't have figured it out otherwise.
These bones are centuries old.
Alright. Let's see, it looks like different house sigils or whatever you want to call them. So.
These heraldic shields are almost completely obliterated. The nooks under the shields are riddled with holes and grooves, which seem to have been created on purpose.
Perhaps we had to fit something inside of it.
The nooks under the shields are riddled... These heraldic shields are almost
Okay, they're all same description, so...
These heraldic shields are almost...
I'll just,
The nooks under the shields are... The screeches are coming from this crack and seem to echo. Without a doubt, there is a room behind this wall, but there is no visible entrance.
The corner of this stone was a bit broken, and we tried to enlarge it with a pick. However, the stone is too hard, and having seen what was underground, we didn't want to pursue the endeavor. Who knows what is hidden behind the wall?
Who knows? We'll never know. Even though that's the point of this whole adventure, so...
These heraldic shields are... These heraldic shields are...
I'm just doing that just to...
These heraldic shields are...
Oh, that's a cool one. The dragon on the cross or whatever thing.
The nooks under the shields are riddled with
my
holes...
OCD must have me click on all of them even though I know better.
It appears to be Latin, Watson. The inscription is almost completely worn off. Hanging above is a shield that we can't identify.
I took a little bit of Latin, but I probably forgot most of my studies, to tell you the truth, so we'll see, though. Alright, let's try to read it. Let's use a piece of coal on that.
It's hardly more visible, and it will take me hours to translate them as they are so foreign to me.
Wait, I think I've already seen that coat of arms on one of our antique shields in the arms room. I seem to recall that Brigadier Metcalf explained the symbolism of these arms. If you show it to him, I'm sure he could share that information with you. He's either doing his rounds, or you'll find him in the dormitory.
I'll take care of it, Watson. Stay here and see if you can make anything out of the Latin inscription.
You're too kind, Holmes. Go on, then.
You don't have to run around, so. Okay, so heraldic shield with 3 crowns. Got it. So we just have to remember that. So let's head to about the back to the weapons room again. Who knew we had to go back to this one so often? Yeah, this is one of those few puzzles where you have to kind of. That's why it lets you teleport, but you have to do a lot of backtracking here. But with the teleportation, it's not even an issue on it. I guess they kind of understood after. Actually, they did the whole backtracking ever since the silver earring. So they've always kind of known that people doing puzzles weren't really interested in walking all the way back or backtracking. Sometimes backtracking can be entertaining if something happens during the backtracking. But if there's nothing going to happen, just let us go back to the place we're going to go, because otherwise you're just extending our time by quite a bit. So anyway, all right, where are?
This shield resembles that of the crypt. It appears quite old.
Alright, so let's go to let's see, I think it's the Queen's house and find let's see, we're trying to find Metcalf. Oh, there he is. Haha.
Who goes there?
Holmes, Sherlock Holmes. Are you Brigadier Metcalf?
That's me.
I've got some questions for you, Metcalf.
What can I do for you, Mr. Holmes?
Oh, right, I have to have the shield in my... Whoops.
What can I do for you, Mr. Holmes?
Yeah, tell me about this.
I've been informed that you know the origin of the coat of arms on this heraldic shield.
Indeed. I'm no expert on the subject, but I do dabble in the Middle Ages. In short, I know that it's the coat of arms of the Round Table.
So the whole King Arthur situation?
Thank you.
Think nothing of it. Back to my rounds.
Okay, so now we need to teleport back here. Yeah, teleports us back way down in the bottom of Wakefield Tower or whatever, so...
It appears that the coat of arms is that of the Round Table. Strange, don't you think? No doubt the coats of arms on either side are those of knights or other heroes from Camelot. My intuition suggests that the Latin inscription is connected. Mr. Smith, would you have a book on King Arthur, Camelot, or the Round Table around here?
No, I'm sorry. And there's no chance that any member of the staff would have one in their own possession.
Watson, you must return to Baker Street and find Barnes, the bookseller. He usually works late, sometimes throughout the night it seems, ever since we brought him back that book from New Orleans. If he isn't there, find him somehow and ask him to open his store. A reference work that can help us will certainly be found there. As for me, I'll stay here to decipher this cryptic inscription.
As you wish, Holmes.
One of the guards can take you in a cart, Dr. Watson.
Very good, Mr. Smith. You take care of that, then return to see me. I will most assuredly need your knowledge of the place.
Alright, back to Watson and Baker Street. We're doing this all night, so the whole gallery thing and this has all been one day, so...
It's most assuredly closed. How will I find Barnes? I thought he lived above his shop. Perhaps if I called out. Barnes? Barnes! Barnes! Barnes!
Hey, are you thick? You'll end up spending the night in a cell if you keep this up. Such a racket at this hour. Hey, I recognise you. You're the detective's dog's body. I guess that with that coin I gave you, you bought yourself a keg of beer.
Listen, young man, I am not a servant, I am a doctor. And the reason I am shouting at the top of my lungs is not because I am under the effects of alcohol, but because it is required by an affair the importance of which a mere pencil pusher such as yourself could not possibly begin to fathom.
I'll beg of you, keep quiet, your lordship. I was merely trying to help your lordship avoid a disagreement with the police force. It is rather curious that a person of such standing as your lordship is howling in the middle of the night in order to hunt down a second-rate bookseller.
Yes, I see. Well, since you seem to know everything, doesn't Barnes the bookseller live up there, on top of his shop?
Would his lordship pardon me, but I'm a journalist, not a good Samaritan. You see, I sell my information, and you haven't named a price yet.
I have a few coins. Is it...
I don't need your coppers, Doctor. Whatever is inside there isn't worth a yawn. But we could come to an arrangement if you give me your word as a gentleman that you'll help me out someday.
Anything you wish. Well, within reasonable limit, of course.
Ah, it won't be anything difficult. All I want is to get a good scoop. Got it?
I'll do what I can, but discretion is vital.
I will be discretion itself. Listen, your friend Barnes had problems with his landlady recently. She claims he's been doing some strange experiments. He screams during the night. There's all kinds of strange odours. In short, 2 days ago, he had to move to a room at the Golden Lion.
In that hideous dive?
That's the place. He's there every night anyway.
But the Golden Lion must be closed at this hour.
Officially, yes. But you'll see...
We're closed.
Go on, Doc. No doubt you'll find your man inside. Until next time, Doctor. And don't forget your promise.
Alright, apparently got us inside, and who knew that the whole awaken scenario would cause so much trouble for us later on down the line? At this point, it's almost like, technically these games take place after the final book of Sherlock Holmes and his adventures, but the Frogwares has kind of added to their story and added little details, like the whole awaken thing, to their storyline of what they feel Sherlock Holmes would have gone through afterwards. Alright, time to find our man. Are you my man?
Pardon me, I'm looking for someone. I've been told...
Scram, you drunkard!
I'm not drunk, I'm a doctor. Dang it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a drunkard.
Excuse me, sir?
Shh, keep it down, mate. You'll blow me cover.
You're what?
Me cover, you deaf or how?
Cover? Like pretending to be a homeless man?
But why a cover?
Because I'm a bobby, on the lowdown. Hush hush and all that.
You don't say.
It's a fact. I know everything about everyone, I do.
Yeah. Why do I not believe you?
I would assume that a professional of the police force such as yourself must know where to find Barnes. You know, the bookseller on Glentworth Street.
Look behind the door at the back, near the bar.
You don't have to be a cop to know that part, though.
I'll take my leave then.
Fine, but shh.
I guess mum's the word, huh?
Pardon me, I'm looking for someone. I've been told...
That don't interest me, mister. Here, I serve drinks and you drink 'em, that's all. When you start looking, you end up finding trouble here. So, what'll it be?
I guess trouble, or something. I'm not sure, but anyway.
Hey, you there! Where do you think you're going?
Oh, sorry.
Battered? You rat!
A fair damsel is in danger, or at least in distress. Let us help us out. We are a good doctor man. Yes, Watson is married, but that doesn't mean we can't help.
Here, take my handkerchief, miss.
Thank ye, sire. You are a real gentleman, don't you know? And handsome too. What with your glad rags and all. So swanky. I've got a few nice threads myself. Perhaps we could get a little drink and I could show you my room.
No, thank you.
Yeah, sorry. I don't want any of those weird things. You know, those weird certain diseases that come along on the streets, if you know what I mean.
I don't please you. I'm too skinny. That's it, isn't it?
No, not at all. Well, somewhat. But that isn't the problem. I'm looking for a friend, and I was told that he was behind the door at the back, but the barkeep won't let me through.
You need someone to vouch for you to get in there.
Yeah, I guess so.
What's wrong? Is something the matter?
Listen, love. You've been swell, but I'm out of brass to buy my fix. So either you help me pay my debt with Luigi, and I get you through that door, or you get out of my way. Got it?
Poor child. She's a ghost. If Holmes could see her, he'd understand the horror of his vice. Let me think. Perhaps I could find something at our lodgings to alleviate the child's suffering and make her open the door.
Yeah, remember, well,
I'll leave you now, miss.
Yeah, remember how Watson found some of Sherlock's medicine, if you know what I mean? So head back to Baker Street and nick some of his stuff. Yeah, in the books, I forgot which book it finally talks about it, but Sherlock Holmes has I believe it's a opium addiction, if I recall.
Holmes's makeup and accessories. With the help of this, his disguises are very impressive.
Let's see, where did he put his? Is it? No. Thought it was around. Ah, there he is. There's his secret stuff.
He must have noticed that I was diluting his hidden vials and wanted to prevent me from doing so. It's the one time in my life that I have proven to be stronger than my friend Holmes. Alas, I cannot boast about it to him, for who knows what his reaction might be.
Yeah, there it is, the Sherlock's vial. I believe it's opium. I could be wrong. The explanation in the books is that because of Sherlock's intricacies or whatever, man, I'm in trouble. His weirdness. Because of the way his mind works, that he always needs a challenge or something to stimulate his mind. And if he doesn't have anything to do that, then he goes, I wouldn't say mad is the word. He becomes restless, unnerved, and he needs something to keep his mind active if it's not the case. So in the books, you find out that Sherlock Holmes has been taking opium to keep his mind alert. So he becomes basically a drug addict. So yeah, when Sherlock Holmes is this like great perfect character, and then later on he eventually gets a vice, so he becomes he gets something wrong with him to make sure that he's not this perfect character anymore. So, or at least I believe is in the original books. It could have been something that's been added later on, but like I said, it's been forever. So
Coming up, love.
all right,
I'll leave you now, miss.
you have to equip the special vial, as it were. I think it was supposed to be open. I knew it's some type of drug, basically. So
Coming up, love. Did your fine gent find something hidden under his mattress then?
No, but I have something in this vial that will prevent you from suffering tonight. And here's my card. My name is Dr. Watson. You must promise to visit me at my office next Monday. Together, we can find a solution to your problem, dear child. First, however, I must pass through this door.
Say, Eddie, this gent is one of my pals. One of the guys will pledge for him. He's in the mood for a bit of fun. Let him through, will ya?
well, I don't know if I'd say fun, but
I'll leave you now, miss.
so we didn't even have to pay her. We just had to promise that we'd help her with break her addiction. So
Pardon me,
That don't interest me,
Okay.
mister.
I was thinking we were gonna get extra dialogue. I assume you're the bouncer or something like that, but anyway.
Let's go, Ginger. Go, go.
Go, Tracy.
Barnes!
Dr. Watson, what are you doing here?
I've been looking for you, Barnes. You must open your shop for me.
Out of the question, Doctor. I've bet all of my money and then some on this title. And if I leave the table right now, who knows if someone won't try to cheat me. Go, Ginger!
But why are you gambling to begin with? It's not like you at all.
Go, Ginger! I needed a large sum of money for me new experiments. I heard about this place, and I almost lost everything on the dogfight. But the turtles stay true, and I'll win it back. Go, Ginger, go! Oh, no!
Come on, Barnes, time to pay up.
It's just that, you see, I'm broke, Dr. Watson. Could you loan me some money?
Fine. How much does he owe you?
£81 and sixpence.
How much?
I'll pay you back, Dr. Watson, in a few weeks. Or a few months.
In a few years. I don't have the money presently, but I would be happy to sign a promissory note.
Tough luck, I want cash. Find me some, or your little friend will never see the light of day again.
Please, Doctor, I beg you.
So, Doctor, have you finally found your friend? What's going on? it would seem that I've found some news.
This poor sod is in it for £80. I've given him credit for a week now. I want my dough.
But this gentleman is Dr. Watson. He's well known throughout the area. He should be able to guarantee...
Not bloody likely. Cash or nothing doing.
If I understood properly, Doctor, you must take Barnes from here to save his life as well as solve your own problem?
Exactly, but it seems that may not be advisable.
Say, mister, can I speak to you in private?
Can do. Got it. Doc, it could be that I'd be happy with, I don't know, some jewellery, for example, some nice trinkets, a trophy or a medal.
Dr. Watson will certainly find something appropriate. Not to worry. I'll wait for you here, Doctor, to ensure that nothing happens to your friend Barnes.
I'll do my best. You, Barnes, deserve to be left at the mercy of these rogues. Where will I find something to give to these rogues?
Man, Barnes has really gotten messed up ever since we gave him that book. I feel kind of bad. We didn't know that it would cause... I mean, I knew because I've played Call of Cthulhu. I know all about that. Huh. Just random dapper frog there. Alright, anyway. So, we need some jewelry. Well, we've actually seen some jewelry a lot earlier in the story. Let's head back to our
yes,
house.
The only solution is to search our lodgings for something to pay the thugs from the Golden Lion with.
Well, we know something that we can sell, because Sherlock cares not for this, so let's just take it. So,
The Order of the Legion of Honor, bestowed upon Holmes. I don't see anything other than that. Good God, if he notices it is missing. Tomorrow I will have to buy it back from those crooks once I have found the necessary funds.
Except, didn't he say earlier that Sherlock probably didn't care about that type of stuff, so he probably wouldn't even mind that much? The thing he probably would have minded was us taking his drugs, actually. So, but anyway, there it is, the Legion of Honor. So let's head back to the Golden Lion. Yeah, I mean, what does Piers have on this guy that he was able to convince him otherwise? A very interesting character, Piers. Yeah, it's probably nothing. He probably just has a lot of connections. Yeah, that's it.
Pardon me, I'm...
Scram, you drunkard.
Fine. No extra dialogue.
So, Doc, did you find the miracle drug that'll stop your patient from dying?
Enough, you rascal. I'll return tomorrow to buy it back.
Plus interest, you hear?
Thank you, Doctor. 1,000 thanks.
You're a good guy, Doctor. A real saviour.
Now, Barnes, you must open your shop without further delay.
I don't know how to thank you, Doctor. How can I help you? Tell me what you need, and I'll have it for you within the hour.
Okay, so we need a book about King Arthur.
I need the most in-depth reference work you have on the Knights of the Round Table and King Arthur, with heraldic illustrations if possible.
Certainly. I think I have something somewhere. It's very rare, but I don't recall exactly where it is.
Well, let's look for it together.
Or I can look for it, whatever.
But where is it? That book?
Doesn't seem like you're trying to look for it. It's almost like if I press the space bar, I might be able to find it. I mean, I already saw it. I was just seeing if there's any other places to interact with. Okay, never mind. Chivalry and spiritualism. Can we turn the round table? So we got Sir Bedivere, Sir Bors de Gaines, Sir Balin, Sir Lancelot, Sir Percival, Sir Tristram, Sir Lamorak, Sir Kay. Every time I think of Kay, I think of the Sword in the Stone cartoon by the Disney Corporation or whatever. I like that movie. A lot of people don't like that movie, but I like it. I don't know. It's just a weird slice of life movie, weirdly enough, about young King Arthur. But yeah, we've got a lot of them except for... Yeah, I think we've seen all of them on there, on the little grave area or whatever you're talking about.
Here, chivalry and spiritualism. Can we turn the round table? This is it, am I right?
Ah, yes, that's the one. A very rare and thorough book.
I'll take it. You can deduct it from the amount that you still owe me, Barnes. I must be off, and...
Wait, Dr. Watson. I just wanted to say before you left... Wait, where did I put it? There. A moment, please. The book in which you're interested is an extremely rare edition. My records show that its price is 98 quid 9p. It's a beautiful book. Quite rare, that.
It's your good luck that I'm in a hurry, Barnes. Otherwise, I'd stuff this book down your throat, all £98 and 9p worth.
Well, I guess he made out, because basically we took his, like, whatever he owes, and then I guess we owe him a bit more. But still. Really? That much for that book? Holy crap. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but we only saw a couple of pages, but anyway. Alright, let's go back to the map. London. Was it? Yeah, Tower of London.
There you are at last, Watson. You took your time. Do you have what I asked for?
It wasn't without difficulty, but here is a book that will help us.
A worthless book written by an unreliable author. Obviously a remnant that Barnes couldn't sell and presented you free of charge. You need to be charitable on occasion, Watson. That little bookstore could have used a few of your farthings.
If you say so, Holmes.
Fine. This should do the trick. While you were dallying, I was able to translate this inscription. I've just finished, and this is the transcription.
So Barnes just basically squirreled us because of his addiction and everything like that. Ugh. So it's hard to like that guy after he got addicted to the book and needs to do the experiments. So he's not addicted to drugs, he's addicted to what's in the book. He wants to do what's in the book. So that's going to end up well. The first morning star was seen by Lamerick. Barnes scrupulously sharpened his glaive. He waited for Percival and his crow's beak, I think. Barely to see that read that actually. It's hard reading this cursive. Bedivere and his Bardouche were no mere knave. Kay did his partial give a mighty swing, but Lancelot's sense of duty was too strong. With sword in hand he rejoined his king, and all the pairs in this order marched along.
This song mentions specific pole weapons. Watson, stay here to ensure that the creature behind the wall doesn't escape.
Where are you going now, Holmes?
To find the solution to open this door.
Okay, so yeah, he's doing that while we figure this out. So okay, so that's Sir. See if we look at the documents again. Yeah, Sir Bedivere. Every time I think of Sir Bedivere, I think of the Search for the Holy Grail movie. There's Sir Bors, and then the heart is Sir Percival, and then Kay, Lancelot, and Lamerick right there. So now we just need to grab their weapons that they use. So let's go back to the Tower of London map. Weapon room.
You must be Sherlock Holmes, am I right? The chief told me to help you. What can I do?
Can you help me to identify certain weapons that are found here?
No problem. That's easy. Show them to me, and I'll tell you what they are.
Yeah, since I don't actually, I know about weapons, but I'll admit my knowledge on them is fickle depending on if I've just recently played a fantasy RPG at the time, you know what I mean?
Can you help me to identify certain weapons that are found here?
No problem. That's easy. Show them to me, and I'll tell you what they are.
Okay, so let's look at these.
A man-catcher. The ideal weapon against a Frenchman.
That's funny. And we can only take one at a time, I believe, so we just have to choose one and go, but let's look over all of them.
It's a Lucerne hammer.
Let's take a... Doesn't look like a hammer, but okay. I forgot why it's called that. There's a reason for that, but...
These weapons are heavy. I can only take 2 at a time.
Oh, I guess we have to put them back, so...
A true halberd. A magnificent piece.
A halberd, you say?
A guisarme, as everyone knows, resembles a fauchard.
Who could ever mix up the two? Oh, what a fool!
A partisan, a hasta.
Alright, partisan. Basically a spear.
It's a bardiche, a type of poleaxe without hooks. A large axe, really.
But yet it's called a bardiche.
This hook is a bec de corbin, or crow's beak as it's sometimes called. It was complemented by a hammer or spike.
I can see why it's called a crow's beak, because of the sharp end at the on it. So
these days we call this a spear. During the Middle Ages, it was called a glaive.
Okay, so we got these.
This hook is a bec de.
Okay, sorry, I meant to put it back. Although I'll pick them all up again here eventually, so. Okay, and then let's look at these.
A Morning Star, a club-like weapon, quite popular with the English army.
Alright, Morning Star. And nothing on this guy, and then.
Come, Mr. Holmes, that, quite simply, is a sword.
Okay, so, yeah, well, I mean, obviously. Okay, so we need to grab, let me pop that back on there. So, yeah, it's a classic sword. We don't. Okay, so we need the. Let's see, we need the bardiche.
A guisarme, as everyone knows, resembles a fauchard.
I don't know why I grabbed that. That was. Sorry.
A partisan, a hasta.
I didn't mean to lay that down. Let me click it. There we go. It wasn't clicking it until I put it back for some reason. I was like, okay. But anyway, so need the bardiche.
It's a bardiche, a type of poleaxe without hooks. A large axe, really.
And then let me grab the spear.
These days, we call this a...
Okay, we don't need to read it every time, so... Okay, back to the Wakefield Tower. So we need to put the bardiche here. Switch back to that. Bardiche. And then the spear. Yeah, unfortunately we have to go back every time to go grab those. So, yeah, back to the weapon. But like I said, we have the teleport, so it's fine. Are there any others we can interact with, or is it just those? Nope, I guess so. Okay, anyway.
This hook is a bec de Corbin, or crow's beak as it's sometimes called. It was
I
complimented.
don't know why I let him finish it. I know we already read through all that, so.
A partisan,
Okay.
a hat.
Alright, back to the Wakefield Tower. Oops, I accidentally hit the caps button, so, alright. Let's put the crow's beak with Sir Percival.
The screeches are coming from this crack.
The corner of this stone was a...
I didn't mean to click that. Alright, then Sir Kay. We need the partisan on him. Okay, and then back to the weapon room one more time. So now we need to grab the last two weapons, which is the Morning Star and the sword.
A Morning Star, a...
Morning Star. And simply a sword. Okay. And then Lancelot gets the sword. Yeah, Sir Lancelot, the man who cheated on basically his lord and his best friend with his wife.
Elementary.
Well done, Holmes.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. I mean, if you pay attention to the books and the poem and everything.
Have you found something, Mr. Holmes?
Sure did.
It's rather cold in this crypt, Holmes.
You actually have unique dialogue every once in a while, Mr. Watson. Who knew? So, but he does. It's just sometimes I forget which times I actually need to talk to him or whatever. So, what the? It's a bat. A vampire bat, actually.
Look, it's a bat, Holmes.
Indeed, Watson, it is scared of our light, as many members of its species are. It will be very hard to attract it and even harder to capture it. If only we could disorient it. Perhaps by pointing a beam to flash a bright light at it. Listen, stay here and prevent it from escaping while I go look.
Okay, so, flash a bright light. There's only one thing that can do that, and we don't have torches in this day and age, so we have to find something similar that can give us a result like that. So let's head to the Queen's. I think it's in this room again. Yeah, remember that camera we saw like a while back?
This instrument will give me a strong, bright light.
So that's what we need there. So back to the Wakefield Tower. Yeah, this place just requires you to kind of remember where you've been and what
Watch
you've
out!
explored.
Protect your eyes.
You got it, Holmes. And as a bonus, you got a nice photograph also.
He wasn't standing still though. When it come out like really, really bad though? I mean, if I remember correctly. But anyway, either way we get Batman. Nice reference there. Didn't expect that, so.
What do you suggest I do with a photograph of a bat, Watson?
Give it to Sergeant Wayne. It's his camera.
Okay. Can we grab the bat?
The animal is holding a small piece of paper between its paws. The message written on this paper is illegible.
Alright, he would like the... Oh, I just got the joke. He called him Sergeant Wayne, and the picture looks like Batman. So we're gonna get a superhero, so Batman's gonna be referenced in this universe now. So, I in the night, I'm Batman. I almost missed that reference, actually.
It must be done quickly, Holmes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Anything else in here? So, okay. Okay, that was weird. Alright, well, anyway. Actually, is he at the, let's see. I mean, we don't have to actually get the picture of him. I was just curious. Where is actually? Like the little music stinger that does for doing that. And that guy left too, so, alright. Well, anyway. Okay, so we need to go to, let's see. Let's go to the ramparts. And let's see where. Hey, I guess we need to go down.
I believe a bird on the roof was...
Okay, so on illegible pieces of paper, we've got 4, so we need 2 more to solve this little thing, so. Okay. And on this creature...
I believe a bird on the roof was speaking, but I don't understand...
And this is supposed to be... let me show you again, just for those who are curious. Yep. There it goes. You can tell it's a parrot. So, what do parrots like? Well, they probably like a lot of things like birds do, but... Well, seeds!
What's my name? What's my name? What's my name? What's my name?
He keeps asking what his name is. This bird seems to be remarkably well trained.
Your name, huh?
How can I find your name?
Beautiful but impish. You search for her name. Long ago, on you she played a trick. Or was it your heart that she did prick? German bird or eagle? They're one and the same.
We know the name of this lady, so it's Irene Adler, so. And we know this because Watson would have had to, even if you never checked his thing before to find the medal, you have to click it, so you were forced to find that information to solve another puzzle, so that's a nice little detail, so.
Elementary. The message written on this paper is illegible.
Well done, Holmes.
So the reason I did it in the order I did without solving is I wanted to show you...
We are supposed to find 6 birds, and there is one missing. 2 possibilities. Either one of the birds has flown and taken our hopes with it, or, despite our misfortune, there is still a chance that the last bird is completely diurnal and is perched somewhere awaiting the day.
What shall we do, Holmes?
Stay up, Watson, and wait. Wait for the dawn and the first signs of life from the bird.
Later.
Watson! Watson! I hear a bird's call. It would appear that our prayers were answered. We must seek it quickly, Watson.
Okay, the reason I did it in the order I did it, even though I did the whole Irene Adler a lot earlier, is that you're forced to, like, do the medal and find Irene's picture. So if you do the order in which I did it without checking Irene Adler before, it forced you to do it, and then you would have the answer for the parrot at the same time. Otherwise, you'd have to go or try to remember what it was or do the other birds, and you'd get the solution eventually, so. But anyway, so let's see what type of bird this is. Now, is it down? Maybe over a bit. There it is. That guy was pissed.
Incredible. Based on this bird book, it is a Lemergier. I have heard about them, but I have never seen one with my own eyes.
Since you never leave our lodgings, I'm surprised that you've even heard talk of them. Now what?
Lemergier, Watson. If only it was Greek and had a great big turtle.
Oh, what?
A turtle, Watson. Have you never heard of Aeschylus the philosopher?
I must still be sleeping. This is all a dream. Maybe the whole thing has been a dream. It must be the side effects of the nightmare I was having. Any moment, Mrs. Hudson will...
Watson, get a hold of yourself, man. You aren't dreaming. Our mission, England's honour.
Holmes, did I really hear you talk about a Greek, bearded vulture, a turtle, and a philosopher all in the same sentence?
Indeed, Watson. Listen carefully. Aeschylus was an ancient Greek philosopher. He had a phobia of enclosed spaces and would never enter a building of any kind. This was as a result of the fact that it was predicted that he would die by being crushed by a roof. Do you know how Aeschylus died, Watson? His skull was smashed by a turtle that fell from the skies. We cannot escape our destiny. A turtle carries its house on its back, and its shell is its roof. But where did this turtle come from, and why did it fall exactly on the head of this poor man? Some would say that it was the divine power attached to the prophecy. There is, however, a more pragmatic explanation. The lemurgier, or bearded vulture, likes to eat the bone marrow from the cadavers of large animals. To extract the marrow, it grabs the bone in its claws and flies to a great height. Then it lets go over a rocky area where the bones smash and split open, giving it a lavish feast. Some of them have been observed in Greece behaving the same way with turtles as they normally do with bones, to get at the flesh. Aeschylus was of an advanced age at the time of his death, and his bald head would have reflected light like a smooth rock. Had he been under the shelter of a house, he would never have been hit with a turtle in the first place. I'll let you ponder the philosophical points of the matter, but coming back to our lemurgier, we'll need some bait and something with which to capture the beast.
Holmes, I will take care of finding a turtle. I'll return as soon as possible.
Really, Watson? I commend your industry and valour. That leaves me to find something to trap it.
However, Holmes, would you happen to have a few quid on you?
No, but you can make a detour via Baker Street. There must be at least 10 sovereigns hidden in our lodgings. Just a little memory exercise that I set up. At the boredom, you know.
The boredom in between taking drugs and doing that. Yes, we're gonna go buy the. We're basically gonna go buy the turtles from this one guy in the Golden Lion.
No, I have nothing to ask him.
Is that story of his syphilis or whatever not just a crazy tale? Yeah, I heard it a long time ago that people thought it was like some divine thing. It's like, no, probably a bird just dropped a turtle on its head to feed itself, and they just thought it was a fancy rock or something like that. So anyway, back to the map of London and Baker Street. And find those 10 sovereigns. Okay, so now you need to find random coins.
Strange place to stow money.
1 coin?
It's a coal bucket in which Holmes stores his cigar.
No. I've already checked that one. Maybe I forgot to recheck it.
A sovereign. Perfect.
Just money all over the place. You think, I mean, Holmes obviously needs money, but it's probably a case where because of them being famous and being detectives, they probably don't. They only need the bare amount to survive.
Ha ha! A sovereign. Elementary, my dear Holmes.
Ah, you got to say it, but Holmes isn't here to appreciate the situation, huh?
Ha ha! A sovereign.
Okay, you're just repeating yourself now.
Strange place to stow.
Yep, sorry. Yeah, he's repeating himself. I almost kind of wish he had unique dialogue for every single spot. That would have been kind of funny. Now, I wonder which one I could click on.
Ha ha! A sovereign.
How do you make it to do that? Holmes is a strange guy indeed. Let's see. I forgot there's any actually in here. No, I guess not, because it's Holmes probably wouldn't violate Watson's area. So let's see. I think. Or is there? Oh, there's another.
Strange place to stow money.
There, is that it for that one? Okay. See, we already clicked that one. Unless there's... No, okay, never mind.
Strange place to stow money.
I don't know if I'd really call that a very good memory exercise, but...
Strange place to stow money.
Let's see, a couple more drawers.
A sovereign. Perfect.
Perfect.
Strange place to stow money.
I think that's it, unless I'm missing something. Let's see. Yeah, we have 11 sovereigns, so... Alright, so since we found... I think we found all of them. I think you only need the 10, but I could be wrong. Let's Let's see. Oh, did I not? Oh, but that just messes with the thing. So I think that's it, actually. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. Okay. Let's head back to the Golden Lion. Buy that turtle. Are they still up?
Scram, you drunkard!
Don't even have that $1 million.
Shh. I'm a secret wall with ears. Shh.
A wall with ears, huh?
What'll it be? A bit of the old gut rot?
I don't want to rot my gut, thank you. Hey, what? There it is, the turtles. Which turtle will be the sacrifice?
How much for one of these turtles?
The champion isn't within your means, chap. The loser will set you back 10 sovereigns.
Jiminy Christmas. Turtle is not worth that much. Turtles are cool and all, but...
How much for one of these
oops.
turtles?
The champion isn't within your...
I have to click it in the inventory.
How much for one of these turtles?
The champion isn't within your means, chap. The loser will set you back 10 sovereigns.
Alright, let's take Ginger. Sorry, Ginger. You're a loser, and you'll always be a loser. By that I mean you'll become bird food. Sigh, my friend. Alright, Tower of London. Meanwhile...
While you wait, Watson, I need something big with which to catch the lammergeier. It's a rather large bird.
It does look pretty big, so... Alright, back to Sherlock Holmes, so... There's all the... I guess the bones from it dropping stuff or whatever on the pavement, so... Alright, let's go to bed. We'll need something to capture it, so let's see if we can find a net of some sort. Aha!
This net would be perfect if it wasn't in such a pitiful state. I'll need some string to repair it.
String, you say? Well, we have some right there.
This string is perfect. I'll get to work while I await Watson.
Alright, so now we have to fix the string, so... Okay. So this one's a interesting type of puzzle when it comes to putting the string together, if that makes sense. So, okay. So we just need to choose an order and set it. So we need to... So basically what we're trying to do is trying to connect these all together in interconnecting. So we just have to find an order to put these all together. Most of these, I think I remember this one being pretty straightforward if I remember correctly. I think you can only go over can only go over certain ones once or twice depending on the item or whatever. So 10, over there, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3.
Here's your turtle, Holmes.
Watson, you impress me. This specimen will be ideal. I need to find somewhere to put it down, Watson.
I swear, like a gosh darn jack-in-the-box. Where do you keep coming from? You're popping up and scaring me. But anyway, so... Alright, let's go back to the White Tower. Alright, there's a spot for the to get the tricky bird. So let's put the poor turtle. Sorry, turtle. No Master Splinter to save you, or no 3 other turtle brothers named after Renaissance painters.
Stand back, Watson, as we wait for our bearded friend to descend.
I hope you'll be able to catch it on the first try, Holmes. Ginger would never forgive me.
Ginger?
Yes, the turtle.
Of course, of course.
Alright, let's capture this guy. Get in my net. Get in my belly.
There's our starving friend, Watson, and the last paper.
At last. I thought we'd never succeed. Now can we head back to our lodgings and sleep for part of the day? We have until this evening.
We are heading back to Baker Street, Watson, but not to sleep. We have time for a meal, and then we must make haste to the next location that we will ascertain with the help of these messages.
But I'm done for, Holmes.
As Ashyla said, I think the slain care little if they sleep or rise again. Come, Watson, make haste.
I can no longer take it. Regardless where these papers that were found on those damn birds at the Tower of London lead, you'll be going without me, Holmes. Plus, this business cannot remain secret much longer. And Scotland Yard would like to take over the case again, and I would gladly give it to them.
You are correct, Watson. Even if Chief Warder Smith sent 2/3 of his men on holiday to minimize the risk of leaks, the authorities would be aware with very little delay that something was afoot in London, and they would want to take over the case, as you say. But Scotland Yard is once again facing a strong opponent and is up against a resounding failure. There is no question of my stepping down or even thinking of resting, not while England is being menaced by Arsène Lupin.
As you wish, Holmes. If only I had known that one day you would be giving me lessons in patriotism.
Now, try to figure out the meaning of these messages.
But how, Holmes?
They are illegible, Watson, but as Lupin seems to be a magician when the mood strikes him, it may well be a conjuring trick.
Okay, so, it's kind of weird that Sherlock would have a bit of patriotism. Apparently I would say patriotism, because how Sherlock Holmes, he cares more about the truth and getting his mystery and all that, so it's kind of weird for him to act like that. I mean, I'm not saying he could be patriotic, it's just a little bit weird for his character, I think. But anyway, I need to read these things, but they're illegible. So how do we read things that are hard to read without glasses, obviously? Well, let's light the way.
Elementary.
With no hope of return, the 6 brave have flown. What to do, I hear you groan? I'll avenge the harm against my nation, the price steep for restitution. As history proves, a sublime emperor displayed to the whole world our splendor. He conquered the land from east to west. The treasures he unearthed all were impressed. From the center of the earth they came, 1,000 years old, even 1,000 again. It was called a treaty, but was merely a plot, for you to steal what was yours to take not. The name you search for is a city, that of Catherine, a saint very pretty. She was the model not only for Raphael, but Solario, Crivelli, and Lochner as well. England still retains this plunder. A brash display is it any wonder? The treasure is mine for the taking. I will succeed or die trying. Covered in the riddles, the object I am after, it turned a young Frenchman into a master. You thought it was one of yours running the show, who deserves to win the prize, but no! Thus it is to our man, not yours, Mr. Young, to whom you say, we are a champ, a lion.
Incomprehensible yet again.
Nay, Watson, this letter talks of painting amongst other things, and I bet Lupin wants to gain some time by having us strolling around London, but this time I anticipate arriving at the site of the next theft before he does. Watson, you're spent. You must rest this morning, and I'll take care of this alone. I'll come back to collect you around 11 o'clock. I must find something that resembles the description given in the poem.
Well, at least Sherlock has enough wherewithal to give his friend some rest when he would probably just run him around ragged. But even Sherlock sometimes forgets that not everyone's high on his intelligence and adrenaline as Sherlock is. But now with the bird's capture, we now have this poem we must solve. But what is the nature of this puzzle? Can we really solve it before Arsène Lupin takes on his next gig and steals the next item? We'll find out next time in the next episode of Sherlock Holmes versus Arsène Lupin. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.